Hey everybody, it's Brooke with the Butter and Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Today we have an early Thanksgiving treat for you. Now if you're like my family, we love having sweet potatoes every Thanksgiving. Well, it doesn't really have to be Thanksgiving, honestly. It can be any time of the year. So a few years ago, I tried to think about different, more creative ways that I could use this nature's perfect sweetness in order to kind of change things up. So these Candied Sweet Potato Bites were born. And if you are thinking about doing like a small bites table for the holiday season, whether it be for Thanksgiving or Christmas, or for even a dinner party or something quick and easy to take to work, these are a real treat. Also, if you're feeding a smaller crowd this year than you normally do, instead of making a whole huge sweet potato souffle, this is also a good alternative because you get a little bit of the same thing but just in a smaller amount. So these are a perfect appetizer, they're a perfect side dish. Well, they're just perfect. So what we have done is we have started out with 3 to 4 medium sweet potatoes. So when I look at these, sometimes sweet potatoes will be big in the center and then they'll get small on the ends. I try to get the ones that are more uniform round so that I don't waste as much. But now, if you have dogs, raw sweet potato is a really good treat for those. So if you do have some narrow ends, give those as a treat to your dogs. They'll love you forever. So I have just sliced these up into probably 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch rounds, best I can. Well, I've washed them, peeled them, and then sliced them. And then we have placed them on a sheet pan that we fitted with parchment paper. You can use foil if you don't have parchment paper, but this kind of provides for an easy cleanup because what we're going to put on them is going to be kind of sticky. So what I've done to keep my parchment paper in place is I have some olive oil spray and I've just sprayed a couple of dots on my pan and then placed my parchment paper down so that it doesn't curl up on the ends and it stays fixed to the pan. So we have laid out our 3 to 4 sweet potatoes, and y'all, this is great because this is enough for a small serving. You can double everything that we're about to do and feed a bigger crowd, or you may just want more because they are that good. So in a small bowl, I have 2 tablespoons, or 1 tablespoon, I'm having to look at my list over here, of brown sugar. And to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And we're cooking with some Alabama favorites today. I love Alaga syrup, but if you can't get this where you are, any maple syrup will work just as well. So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And Alaga, this is a really dark syrup. I like it because it turns the sweet potatoes a nice, rich, golden brown. And I'm just going to get that in there. And then we're going to mix the brown sugar, the melted butter, and the syrup all together. And make sure your butter is still a little warm. That way it can kind of melt the sugar. But it really doesn't matter because all we're going to do is just be frosting these guys. And the sugars will melt and combine with the syrup just easy enough. So on top of these, we are going to baste these with a little bit of this mixture. Now save some because halfway through cooking time, we're going to take them out, flip them, and do the same. So we're just going to take that and just do it over the top. And I'll show you up close in just a minute what they look like. I'm shooting by myself today, so we don't have all those nice big D overhead views. My producer and cameraman is busy outside while he's got daylight. Oh, and nobody's complained yet, so. All right, so we're just gonna brush on just a small dollop on top of these. And the whole time while we've been doing this, I've got the oven preheating to 400 degrees. And see, you don't want to be shy. You want to just make sure that you cover them real good. And these will go into a 400 degree oven for about 10 minutes. At that time, we're going to take them out and carefully flip them over, and then we'll baste them with the remainder of this syrup and brown sugar mixture. And then when we come back, we will top them and show you how to serve them and add just a flair of Thanksgiving with some more Alabama products whenever we come back. So we'll see you. Oh, we're gonna flip them and then cook them 15 more minutes, if I failed to say that. Y'all, I can't film, cook, and remember everything. It might have something to do with this, right? So we'll be right back in just a few minutes. Hey everybody, we are back. We have finished our total 25-minute cook time, and these Candied Sweet Potato Bites are absolutely gorgeous. My whole house smells like Thanksgiving, and I wanted to show them to you before we garnish them. See, they've got just a little bit of that candied effect to them, but not too much. And this is why we use the parchment paper, because it makes it easier to clean up. Getting all that off of a pan, you're not going to feel like doing it on Thanksgiving. Probably really any day, to be honest. But we immediately take these up so that will keep them from sticking to that parchment paper. And then we put them on our serving platter. And I like to let them cool just a bit before we garnish them. But while they're still warm, I always take just a little bit of coarse sea salt and just sprinkle that over the top. Just a pinch, depending on how many you have and what your preference is. That way you have a little bit of the salt in there to actually accentuate the sweet flavor of the sweet potatoes. It just kind of balances everything out. Salt in sweet things is a flavor enhancer. Sugar in bitter things is a flavor neutralizer. They don't really add a lot to the dish, but they do accentuate what needs to be accentuated and balance out some things like bitterness and acidity. So they're always good to have on hand, even if you don't eat a lot of raw sugar or sea salt. They're good for just a little bit. So now I want to talk about how we make these special. I can eat them just like this, and they are great. They got enough of everything that's needed. They are cooked all the way through, and you know, you can just put a fork in them and see what the fork goes all the way through. But it's Thanksgiving, so we like to make things just a little extra special. And you can certainly make your own whipped cream, or you can buy some like we did and just top the top of each one. And my pressure cooker over here went off. I know you probably heard that. I'm trying to get a jump on my week. So now we've topped those with just a little bit of whipped cream. And then another Alabama-born favorite here we have is some Priester's pecans, pecan halves. Love these things. If you want to order for the holiday season, you need to do that now. Priester's is a lovely little place not too far from here where I live, with some of the best people you will ever find. It's a family-owned, family-run business, and they're just all around good folks. And they don't they don't take the things that they do and kind of jazz them up too much. They are still very steeped in tradition. A lot of their candies are still handmade by people in their kitchen. It's wonderful. So I like to top those with a pecan half, or you can chop them up if you'd like. You can also candy them, and if you don't know how to do that, there'll be a recipe coming for that next month, so stay tuned. And then we like just to take just a little bit of cinnamon and just drizzle that right over the top. Drizzle. Shake. And then you have the perfect little sweet bite of special Thanksgiving. right there, all for your family. And they make a pretty sweet little appetizer too. So we hope that you'll try these Candied Sweet Potato Bites and let us know how you like them. We pride ourselves on doing Thanksgiving the traditional way, but sometimes we need just a little kick, right? We need just a little new way to do something to make us remember why we love cooking. And so I try to do that from time to time, and this is a whole lot easier to do on day of Thanksgiving than a whole sweet potato souffle. But this year I'm probably going to do that too. So either way, so we hope that you will try this recipe and let us know how you like it. This, along with all of our other great recipes, can be found over at thebutteredhome.com. We would love to see you there at our website. Also, if you're not already, be sure that you're following us on all of our social channels. You just never know when we're going to pop in live, and we would love to have you over with us at Facebook and Instagram. And if you're not already, be sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and ding the bell so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. Y'all, I hope you have a fantastic week, and be back next week when we have a husband catching side dish coming up for you. It's our version of easy, wonderful twice-baked mashed potatoes, and we hope that you'll join us for that. But in the meantime, y'all have a wonderful week, and from the buttered home to your home, we love y'all. Bye.